Hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I am here live to talk with you. I'm here live every Wednesday, but I'm here to talk with you about my December income report, how much I made, some lessons learned, especially addressing the specific question of, is KDP saturated? And I know a lot of you complain about that or ask about that, but hint, it's not. And I'm going to prove that. So we're going to pretty much talk about my income, and then I'm going to talk about my lessons learned, and then I'm going to go show you my ad spend and kind of my goals and things for this coming year. So I hope you're all ready for that. Okay, so income report. That's first. I'm going to share my screen here. All right, so December, I made $10,378.76. All right, so I think that's pretty good. What I wanted to do is, so this is how much I made, but I wanted to go into the details and kind of talk a little bit about the books that sold the most and that sort of thing. So let me get to the next screen. Here we go. Okay, so I blurred out the actual books, and it's probably hard to see all this, but I'll kind of read you some of the numbers just so you have. So my total is 10,000 here. The top books was $3,371.17. The next one was $1,123 and some cents. Then the next two were actually 747. So this one and this one's both 747 with some cents. This one's 621, 617, 541, 469. Okay, so you kind of get the idea. But why I wanted to talk about is KDP saturated. I don't believe that at all, for a few reasons. One, books have been around since like forever, right? And people have been selling books for a really long time. And how many books have been created? Just a ton. And we still buy new bestsellers and new books every single day. So I think the whole idea that saturation is kind of ridiculous. But I have proof, because these top five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So these top five, I all published in October, like 15th, 20th. I know it was before October 20th because my goal was October 20th. Actually, my goal was October 1st, but we all have goals, right? So it ended up being October 20th, and I know I published them just before that. So it was somewhere around there, October 20th of just last year. So just a few months ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the sixth one was actually a book I published probably 3 years ago now. So that one's kind of been a good seller for me for a long time. And then these last two were again published in October. So I don't believe saturation is a thing. I made $3,371 on a book I published in October. Okay, so it's not it's not anything new, or it's not something I've had with a ton of reviews. It went up with no reviews or nothing. Now, I did want to address some, I know the questions everyone always asks. And so I want to kind of go through my lessons learned in reviewing this month, because December is a huge sales month. In reviewing this month, I had some lessons learned, some good things, some things I want to share with you. And then kind of, I'll share with you some of my disappointments, but some of the things I learned from those disappointments. Okay, so the one thing I did, or the thing is, yes, I did advertise these books, and I'll show you the chart with that in a minute, but I wanted to kind of go through my points. Yes, I did do some advertising. No, I did not spend a ton of money. I made way more money than I spent, but I'll show you that. So yes, advertising does work. These were new books. I knew, because they were new books, I had to advertise. I had to market them, get them out in the world, right? And like I said, I was kind of late putting them out there. I wanted them up in 1 October, and I was late. So I knew that I would have to push hard from the beginning, but that's okay. I knew that, starting. Number two, the thing I really realized is I did A+ marketing for these books. So I created, that brand name I've shown you. If you haven't seen, go look on my playlist about a Q4 challenge, and it talks, one of those, they actually go through and I show you how to do A+ marketing. But I really did that with this brand. So I kind of actually, that challenge, that Q4 challenge I did for you guys, I actually did it. Okay. These books are from that challenge for me. Okay. I actually did what I said I was going to do. And I put them out there and I put A+ marketing, and I really, really felt it helped, because what I saw is when, so, you see like in the product page, you see also bought with. I saw a lot of people adding my other books into that. So it says, a lot of shoppers are buying this, this, and this together. And those were all my books. So that's why I had this kind of like perfect storm, if you will, because they bought the one book I was really pushing, and then they bought the complementary books is the right word. The same audience would like these books, right? So it really, really helped. I saw it this year so often that customers also bought this. And that made me so happy, because that's exactly what I was trying to do. So I really think A+ marketing made a huge difference. And it's not that hard, because I just created, one banner brand. And so I could use it for all these books that were kind of together, so they could see the whole span of what my publishing, author name had. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so one of my achievements in this also I wanted to share with you is I had 7 of these books that are all kind of in the same niche. They're complementary is what I want to call them. The same audience would like all these different things. They kind of all complement each other and add. So it's not like you would just buy one. You would buy, several, or you would buy one for you and a friend, those sort of things. They kind of complement each other. I actually had 7 of my books, these ones in the top, showing in the top 100 of my niche category. So like, those tiny niche categories Amazon has. I did not get the #1 bestseller, but the #1 in my bestseller in my book was like at 300 or something. So I was really happy to be at like, I think I ended up being #3 highest, and it was at like 3,000. So I was pretty happy with that. Wasn't at 3,000 for long, but I was for a little bit. So I was super happy about that. And then I had 6 other books, right? That one book, and I had 6 other books that people bought this and those, right? That was great. Okay, so I created really quality books. So the ones that all are here, each of them took me about a month to create. It wasn't like, that's kind of why I was off schedule. I thought I could do it faster, but I got really involved in making it the best product I could. And then, life got busy too. So they were really quality products. It wasn't something that I just threw up there in a day. I had a whole plan. I had, I really put effort and thought and time into making products that complemented each other. Just like I talked in my Q4 challenge. I really did that. So it wasn't something I just made up for you all. It's something I actually did. Let's see. I had a few more ideas of complementary products, but I ran out of time to put those in. So I'm going to actually do those later. So this kind of goes together. So I actually last year, so another thing I did is I created an email list starting last year. So you've probably heard me talk about branding and creating an email list. Well, I actually did this last December, and I started with no people, zero people. Okay. But I actually sent out to my email list, which only had like a few hundred people on it. And I could see the sales boost, right? So yes, my list wasn't huge. And yes, I started just like you with 0 people on my email list last year. And it took time to get up to a few hundred people. But when I sent an email out to those few hundred people, I got really good open rates, and I got quite a few people who purchased it. And then I also gave them a teaser I didn't get to finish 3 products that I wanted to finish for the Christmas season, but I gave them a teaser saying, hey, these are going to be out there in January. I'll send you another email when they're out. So, I'm kind of leading people to say, hey, if you like my stuff, I'm going to actually have some more stuff out in January. And it kind of puts that in their mind. Okay. So I thought that was pretty good. And it all has a compounding effect is kind of what I want to say, is creating time or spending time creating a brand, spending time creating something. It does take a while. Like I said, I started this in December, and it kind of all culminated to where now I'm in a really good position to launch more products to this audience that I have created. Last year I just had one good seller, but this year I spent a lot of time creating those complementary products so that people would buy that one and then something else, a few things else with it. So I get more sales, right? And then as people know and like your brand, as you become a name brand, shall we say, to your audience, you can send them the emails. They're going to buy stuff throughout the year. You have a big way to contact them. There's a lot of that things. So that I really think has benefits. It is more difficult. It takes more time, but I think in the long run, it will eventually save you time. Now, my disappointment, and this kind of goes with saving me time. Hi, people. Hi, Bailey and Facebook users who are watching live. Thank you for being live. So that coming to my disappointments, due to just my life being crazy like it always is. And like I said, I spent a lot more time creating these complementary products. I didn't get my planners out. I usually do around 200 planners a year. I maybe got 20. I think in one video I said 50, but I went back and looked. It was more like 20. I was apparently more optimistic than I thought in my abilities. So I maybe got 20 out this year. And that really kind of showed in my sales this year, as far as I didn't have that many planner sales. And usually I get a few thousand dollars in planner sales, like 2,000-3,000. And I did not get those really at all. So that was kind of a disappointment. My sales would have been better this year, but it's okay. But here's the thing that also with that whole compounding effect, I didn't have to spend time making, 200 planners. I didn't spend all that, all that kind of what I would call mindless time doing that, because it is kind of mindless, and uploading them. And uploading them, that's actually the worst part. I actually don't mind creating them. It's the whole upload process. So I didn't have to spend days and days uploading them, because I'm kind of a slow uploader. So it is disappointing that I missed out on kind of like my annual 3,000 sales or something like that. But in the long run, thinking about it, if I just can create more targeted products that I can sell at a higher price to this audience that I'm creating, it's going to save me so much time, right? It took time and it took effort and diligence to get here. But I think in the long run, it's going to save me a lot of time. Okay. So now, I have to worry less and I can just focus on these ones. Okay. Now I wanted to get to ads. I know all of you are just dying about ads. Okay. So here is my ads, which is really funny. My sales were almost the same thing as my profit. I think that's really funny, though. This sales is how many sales. So it would be the price of the book, not actual take-home royalties, but they were very close. So my ACost was 7.58%, which over all those that I advertised, which is fabulous. I don't know if you guys are into ACosts or ads or things, but ACost is you're gonna make me remember over the top of my head. It is the cost of the book, or the cost of sales over your spend. No, wait, spend over sales. Yeah, because that would make a percentage. So what I always do is my break-even ACost, and your break-even ACost depends upon the book and your royalty and all that. I have a few videos on that. You can look on that. I don't want to do ACost math in my head. I'm really good at math, but I get in front of a camera and sorry. It's like math in public. If I don't have something in front of me, I could just start babbling, as you can tell. But ACost of 7% is super good. My break-even ACost tends to be somewhere, it depends, like I said, on the royalty of the book. It depends somewhere between 28 to 35%. That's my break-even. So 7%, I am better than breaking even, right? I am totally making money. My spend actually, like I said, is $787.49, which to make, it ends up being, I did the math here, $10,378.76 minus 787.49 equals a total profit of $9,591.27. So $9,591.27. So that's pretty good. I don't know too many people who do ACost as low as I do, but I'm really focused and targeted. I have an ads course if you're interested in that, but it's my general basis is you have to understand your audience. You have to understand your market. You have to know who you're marketing to and use those. I do manual keywords, and you really focus on them, and you have to tweak it. You have to spend time on it. Now, this one actually, Some of my campaigns I used last year, so I had spent a lot of time tweaking them last year. And so this year at Christmas time, I didn't have to spend as much time watching them and tweaking them because I already knew they were doing well, if that makes any sort of sense. I did adjust them slightly, but I didn't have to do a lot because I'd done that previous work last year. So that. Okay, so let's remove that. I have a few more things, but let me go through questions or things. Someone, Speeches for Inspiration said, I didn't sell any books in December. I'm sorry about that. You can't, like I said, it is not saturated. This is a brand name. These books I put them out in October, so they're not old books. I did the marketing for them. I did, the A+ content. So it's possible. Now, like anything, I think you have to find, it's like an intersection. You have to find what you're good at and you enjoy, and then something that can sell. And what's funny is this particular niche, I'm going to tell you this. This is truth, honesty, complete honesty. I did not think I could sell in this niche. It was something I knew something about, but I thought, I can't make anything better than what's out there. Oh, I can't do, anything interesting. I can't think of anything, right? And then I kind of got over myself. Honestly, I kind of said, I think I have something to offer this niche. And so it started with one book. And then I said, I don't know what else I could do. What are those complementary products? And it took me a long time. But as I got it's like a snowball. As you get the ball rolling, it just more and more ideas come from you. But the problem a lot of people I think have is pushing that snowball off the hill. It's so heavy and it's so hard and you just can't seem to do it. But then once you get it going, like ideas start to come. So last year, I literally thought of 2 products I could do for this. This year, I had like 8 products and I only got to 5. I got to 5 of them because I still have 3 on my list. And it was really funny. I was listening to Paul Myers. You guys would probably watch Paul Myers too on YouTube. I was listening to him and I thought, oh my gosh, there's something that I could add to my audience. He said some offhanded remark. And I went, I could add that. I just have to tweak it, but I could add that sort of thing to my, to make it sort of my niche and my audience. So you can do this. It just, sometimes it's just hard, but that's okay. Once you get past that, it's good. Okay. Thanks everybody on my ACOS. Yes, ACOS is, to do well in ads. This is phenomenal. I'm going to say that it's hard. Under 10% is pretty good. Most people I think can get to 10 to 12 if they really dial it in. 7% is just because I've now run these ads and have this audience that I think it really helps. So that's really good. I'll admit it. Maybe it's some of it's luck and effort, right? Like, where opportunity and luck it kind of meets, effort and luck and opportunity, they all meet together. So I had to put some effort in, and yeah, I got a little lucky too, but I put a lot of effort in. So eventually you put enough effort in and you do get lucky. How is this ACOS possible work? It's a lot of experimenting with ads. It's a lot of tweaking, and a lot of it was really sitting down. And I'm going to give you this tip. And this will help you with a lot of things in your life. And it's hard. So 10 minutes every day, sit with a blank piece of paper. Okay. And you do it when your mind is clear, maybe in the morning or the evening or whatever works best for you, where you have 10 minutes that you can really think, and write down all the ways you can to solve your problem. So that's just kind of the general. For ACOS and ads specifically, I sit down and think about my audience, and I think about all the things they like, all the things that are trending with their audience, whether it's phrases or, you do a little research on Google and find out what they like, don't like, what is in, what's out, just all that sort of stuff. So I sit down and really think about the audience and what they might type in and what they might search and what they might like. And you just have to kind of come up with a bunch of things. And that's not easy. Sitting at that blank piece of paper every day is hard. But that can solve your problem. You just sit down and brainstorm and write everything down, because even if you think it's a bad idea at the time, later it may, like when you're looking over it, you might think, wow, that's a really great idea if I tweak it, right? If I change it. So it's not easy. um, Cost per click is so high. Okay, so my cost per click is not high. My cost per click, I think honestly for this one was, it's usually I keep mine around 15 cents. This one, I think because it was Christmas, I knocked it up to 20. The other thing is I have some really, well, I don't want to say high priced items. They're $12.99. So my, what do you want to call it? My royalty is like $5.38 or something like that. So that helps a lot, right? Um, if you have a higher price product, you have more room to advertise. But I still keep my advertising price really low. I do not, there are a few, I think one keyword I did do 25 cents for because it was doing so well. So I just let it run. But if it wasn't doing well, I would change it up. Whether that's, I usually, I don't like to go above 25% or 25 cents. I'm totally honest. I don't like to do that because I like to keep my ads profitable. Now, I know there's people who have a long-term view of ads and spend 25 cents, even though they're losing money because they're trying to get their book ranked. And that is a total strategy and it can work. It's just not one I like to do because I don't like to do it. Okay. Pinterest, Bailey started Pinterest marketing, and she asked, have you created separate accounts per pen name, or do you average 10 pins per account per board? Oh, you know, so I have two. Here's the thing, I guess, about Pinterest. Any type of marketing you're going to do, like real marketing, focus on 1 to 2 brands. Okay, because if you're going to spread it out more than that, you're probably spreading yourself too thin and you're not going to be effective. So start with one. So last year I started with one Pinterest business account that focused on this brand I've been building, okay, since last December. And it's only focused on those things that audience would want. I guess I have other books, but I didn't want to waste my time marketing something when it wouldn't be effective. So, I'm going to add a second one this year. And I kind of had started it before, but I'm going to add another one this year and try and get that going as well. If you have a lot of time, you can try and do more than 1 or 2, but it's really hard because you do have to spend some time with it. So I focus my marketing efforts on, I just focus them. I really try and aim at like 1 or 2 things instead of 10. You can do that, but like I said, I don't think it's going to be as effective as you would like it to be, unless you're a super woman. And if you are, more power to you. Manual ad or automatic ad, which do you do? Oh, both. I do 15 cents for both, but I found that automatic ads do usually cost more money. So I tend to spend most of my time focusing in on automatic ads tend to cost more money, but I spend more time focusing on my manual ads because those I can get the cost per click down. I can get my, bid closer to 15 cents because I'm focusing on smaller things. So I was talking about this with somebody else. I can't remember. What you do is you want to focus on the smaller keywords and the smaller audiences that cost less. And then as you get purchases, as you get sales, you can start aiming at those bigger keywords and more expensive items because they'll convert better. Because once you start selling on the smaller stuff, then you're going to have some sales, possibly some reviews. Amazon will have some data on your book, and then you can start to kind of hedge into those bigger markets. So when I start on a very, very focused items. Okay. I start with focused keywords. I start with focused products. I like product ads as well. And I really focus in on, I just focus on my audience and what I think they would like. And like I said, it takes brainstorming, thought, and it's not easy. It really requires you to sit down and think about it more than once and more than for 10 minutes. So I just kind of break it up and do, 10 minutes a day or 10 minutes every few days or however it works for me until I get it right. Product price is high. Is it doing well? I like higher product prices. So if you can find, and it's not hard, but it's not easy either, to find products that you can price well. My favorite price is really that $12.99. I'm really going to try and hedge into the $14.99 because I would love to find some products that I can charge $14.99 for, and they're there. Now they do require a little bit more work than just like a logbook or a blanked notebook. Mine are not that. Mine are I spend time. Like I said, it took me a month, so it wasn't like I just spent no time on this. I really spent a lot of time to create something unique. Does it have a lot of words? No, it's probably, I'd say under 1,000 words, just because of, I have things here, there, and everywhere. And it might not even be that much. I never really counted because that's not really what it was about. But it was something unique and different. But I would really like to get into the $14.99 price point. I've kind of got $12.99 where I think I'm doing really well, and I would love to do $14.99. Bailey says it's really time consuming starting 4 pen names and putting all the pins. Yes. So what I would do for you, Bailey, is I would figure out which ones start to take off. So maybe spend a little time to do the work and see what starts to take off. And then you can start to focus, pull back on the ones that aren't working as well and focus on the ones that are. Because sometimes, it does take a little effort to throw spaghetti at the wall, see what spaghetti sticks, and then focus on that. And that probably will be your best way to do it, because it is a lot of work. And I found that I would love to put all the work in, but until I get a VA or an extra personality or can duplicate myself, that's so not happening. Which method do I apply? There's a Facebook user says, which method do you apply? And how many pages for $12.99? For my $12.99, I think it was 127 pages. Like I said, it's not just a logbook. There's a lot to it. I have one. Okay, so here's one that I can kind of give you. It's not the exact one, but I put like daily quotes and thoughts and things like that. And then I've also linked it to QR codes to add like extra information that's on the web. So I had to find all that, put it all together. It wasn't easy to do all that. So that's kind of some of the stuff I do to add a lot of value to my products. It's not something that just anybody will do. It's not just anything that's out there. It's really unique and crafted for the audience. Like, I really spend time saying, what would my audience want? Because I'm that audience, right? Remember I said that one of my niches that's doing well is something that I know something about. So I really spend time saying, wow, what would I really want? What extra thing could I offer them? What extra thing could I do that makes this book unique and special? And I really spend a lot of time thinking about that. Okay. Any other, sorry. Excuse me. Okay. One more thing I did want to talk about is my focus for next year. My focus for next year is the brand that I'm working on. And then I'm going to create a second brand, which is that second Pinterest account. And I'm creating an affiliate website for it. So my goal, and I think I've said this in some of my videos this year, is I've started the affiliate website. It's a work in progress. I think I've had like 2 visitors. Yay. I think it was probably my mom who visited. But it's a work in progress. It's a start. And I'm going to put some of my own products, some of Amazon's products, some other affiliate program products onto this website. And it's going to be kind of like, it's blog-ish in the sense that it's something I know about, something I like. And so I'm going to talk a lot about it. I'm using my own pictures because, like I said, this is something I like to do. So I'm just taking my own pictures for it, or taking pictures I've had in my phone. I was looking up pictures from 2017 the other day, or 2007 too. So it's stuff that I have already. And then I'm going to, so those are my 2 things for this year. And then the third thing is color. So I had a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys maybe remember, I did Julie's full color profit. Back in November, I was pushing that because that was something I was going to do. And I thought maybe you guys would be interested in. And I wanted to tell you my results. This is another proof that Amazon is not saturated. Okay. KDP is not saturated. So I created a book from her course, and I published it December 14th is when it went live. I think I published it the 11th and it went live on the 14th. Since then, which is less than a month, I've sold 25 copies and I've made $97. So the cost of the class back already. and that's a month. And it was something I didn't have any idea how to do when I started I mean, I knew how to make books, but the niche wasn't something I was interested in or I had known about really. So it was really fun, and I really want to do a lot more products in color. So Julie has a course coming out, full color journals, and let me see, full color planners and journals. It's in the link is in the show notes. I think I sent out an email to anyone on my email list, and I'm going to post it on Facebook. But if you guys are interested in kind of, I think what I like about what she's doing is the idea of everyone's worried about saturation and not being able to stand out. And I think if you're willing to do something different, like work in color, and find niches that you can sell at those higher price points, then that work for color, obviously, and printed materials, then you can do something new and different and kind of stand out. And something that maybe is a little harder for your competition. It's almost impossible for them to copy because it's hard to copy something like that. Anyway, so she has a course coming out. I'm excited about it. I was actually not going to do it, but since I saw such great results with the one book I've published, I really got into saying, yes, I'm really going to push this whole color thing, and how can I create more things with color? So my 3 goals, like I said, is to continue with the brand I'm working on, publish the 3 I still have left, send it out to my email list. I'm working on an affiliate website and pushing a new brand that I'm creating. And I want to go more into creating color books because I think, like I said, it's hard to copy something like that because there's a lot to it. And yeah, her planner course, Julie's planner and journal course, is in the show notes if you're interested. It's $97. And I made my money back in a month. I can't say I don't know if that's typical results. It wasn't like I did anything special. I just kind of followed what she said and picked something to do. And so I was pretty happy with that. All right. So yes, Jenny, the course, it's in the show notes. It's called Julie's Planner and Journal Full Color Planner and Journal course. It's like right under in there in my Facebook group, as well as in the YouTube show notes. So if you're interested, but I'm going to do it because I was skeptical, but now I decided I'm doing it because I really saw some results. So not that I was skeptical, maybe I thought I didn't have enough time, but I really saw some great results. And so I thought, well, anytime you see great results from something, maybe it's something you have a knack for, you're good at. I don't know. I thought since I have results, I should keep going. Right. All right. Oh, but you took her full planner, but you haven't created the book. Nuria's children's book course it's great. I have Nuria's children's book course. That is definitely another color option if you want to learn how to create children's books. Her method is pretty much how I have created my children's books for a while, because I don't know. It was funny. It's not like I guess great minds do think alike, Nuria. We think alike. That's kind of how I create my books too. So I was really excited when I saw your course and went through it. I was like, yes, this is great. I know how to do this. All right, let's see. But yeah, time is always the problem, right? So you've got to decide what efforts. Oh, I wanted to tell you my word of the year. So, and this goes with all this. My word for 2022, everyone's picking a word of the year, but my goal word for 2022 is intentional. Intentional because I have a lot going on this year. I'm moving in July. So some of you know it's not going to really affect this other than maybe I'll get some taped videos instead of lives on Wednesdays. But so I need to pick and choose my battles, right? And I really need to decide, what do I want to focus on? What is going to give me the most value for my effort and that sort of thing. So intentional. I have to decide what I want to do and put intent and effort and focus behind that. So that's my word for the year. Okay, let's see. Yes, Julie is an amazing teacher. I love the color book. It was fun. I really had a fun time making that book. So, and I guess I wasn't shocked how well it sold, but I was surprised that I put it up in I think 2 days later, I had my first sale, and I was shocked. It's been a long time since I put a book up that 2 days later I had a sale. So I guess I picked a really good niche within that niche, right? I don't know. I did do some research, so I guess it worked. It wasn't in-depth research. It was like 20 minutes. So, but anyway, okay. You want to join the course? Great. Julie's course is great. Like I said, it's in the show notes. Please do. I'm excited. I have to actually, after this, I have to go purchase it because I was like, I need to purchase it. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to go and buy it right after I talk to you all. Any more questions? Does anyone else have any questions since I'm here live? I've been chatting for 35 minutes. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink of my fake diet soda here. I know diet soda, bad for you. I don't drink coffee though. I like my diet soda. Let's see. Do you do one-on-one sessions to help? Yes, I do. I haven't put it back on my website, but I do it's like two one-on-one sessions. So you buy it and it's like 2 sessions because I think you need to chat for the first one. Then you got to go out and do, and then come back and we'll talk about the results, how you can change it, that sort of thing. I've got to put it back on my website. I just took it off for Christmas because yeah, Christmas was too crazy. So I just took that off. The link should be in the show notes for Julie's course, but I'm going to post it in Facebook as a separate post. So if you can't find it, it says Julie's planner, full color planner and journals, I think is what it is right there. And then I will actually post a separate one in my Facebook group for you all. Oh, that's it. Okay. Let's see. Jenny says, I know my niche and it's empty, but I need product ideas. Wow, I can totally help you with that. I have too many product ideas. It was funny because I remember everyone. Do remember I was in your phase once where I couldn't think of anything, like nothing. It was like this blank slate of what should I do, and I felt overwhelmed. But now I guess I've done this enough that I start going, oh, you could do this, and you could do this, and you can do this, and you can do this, and now I have too many ideas. So that's one of the reasons I still like to do the niche topics for my YouTube channel, because I will never be able to do all the things that are in my head. So I want you guys to try them. And you might find they're great. You might find they're not great. You know, you just have to kind of decide what would be interesting for you, what would work for you, and something you can mash up. Like I said, I got an idea from Paul Maher's video that it was kind of off topic. And I was like, oh, I can add something like that, but I have to change it to my niche and it'll work great. But I hadn't even considered that before. All right. January ideas, things for selling in January. Okay. Things that sell in January. You're kind of late to create those. So maybe you want to start on Valentine's Day, if you can get some stuff out in the first 2 weeks of January. Couples books. Couples books will sell evergreen. So that might be a really great thing to do. Look up couples coloring books, couples quote books, couples, positive affirmation books. So things like that can sell all year round and will do well for Valentine's Day. So that might be a really great thing too, if you can come up with something like that for this month. And get it up real soon, next 2 weeks. That way it can be up there for February. St. Patrick's Day is coming up here. So in the US, I don't know why we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but hey, whatever. But there's, green things. What could you do for St. Patrick's Day? I have no idea. New Year's resolution stuff. You could do funny notebooks for St. Patrick's Day. Funny works. If you can do funny, that's pretty good. I'm not good at funny, so not for me. What might be funny for St. Patrick's Day is, okay, so the Would You Rather books, maybe you can make a Would You Rather St. Patrick's Day book, and that might go over well because the Would You Rather are really popular. And I could see how Would You Rather and St. Patrick's would go, because people, I don't know, think they're funnier when they're drunk. So their answers are funnier though to people who are sober. So there could be something there. New Year's resolutions, all the New Year's stuff, right? That's all dieting. Just look up what are the most common New Year's resolutions on Google and see if you can come up with things that work for that. I do a lot of 365-day journals. So they don't necessarily have to purchase those type things on the first day of, January 1st. It's something they can just start and pick up, which does well because it's undated and it'll sell, forever. And they can just start and pick it up. So that's something you can do that people would purchase this time of year, but would also be good for evergreen sales. All right. Jenny says she's created over 40 online courses, thinking that, you know what, you definitely need to have some books okay, so here's my big thing on courses. I love courses, but I would really love an online course that came with like a KDP book. I actually have one. So I took one by Chris Green, and he did a merch book, and he had a book that he sent you with the course. And it was great because I could watch his course online and I could take notes in the appropriate place. And he had like kind of a written transcript of some of the stuff he said, kind of a summary of that section. And then I had place to write notes, and he had like screenshots in the book as well. Oh my gosh, it was awesome. It made the online course so much better because I was able to watch and write something down at the same time in not just a notebook, but in a book that was specifically for the course. And it really increased my learning. So I would totally suggest you do that, because I know from a fact or from my own personal experience that it was a totally better learning experience, online learning experience for me. It really made it not as online-ish. It made it more personal, like you were watching the instructor teach and then you were taking notes. It was so much better. All right. Would you create one website for all your books that would link your platforms? Or I focus on audiences. So you can, let's say you create children's books and adult books, but the adults and the children, it would mesh, right? Like if your books were for moms and then you have children's books, then I think that website would mix, right? You could have your two brands on one website because they link together in the sense that moms have kids, right? So they would be interested in kids books and mom books. So I think if you can get some sort of link that makes sense, it helps. Now, here's something I've also been doing. I've been trying to do that more, like that word intentional. I've been trying to make what I'm creating more intentional, in the sense that what I'm creating, can the audiences mix? So this one niche that's doing really well for me, my second brand that I'm creating it has a large overlap of people that would be interested in this other thing. So I'm going to use that audience and promote my other items as well, because there is a large overlap. So yeah, that's the best way to explain it. I love the example of the moms and the kids, right? If you have a mom niche and a kid niche, then those can definitely mix together. But if they're really far apart, it's hard to put it all on one website. Now you could make what's kind of like a publisher website with all your different imprints, but it's just not going to be as effective, right? Because instead of targeting your marketing, you're kind of all over the place. So it can work. It definitely can work. It's just the more focused you are, the easier it is to market. That's really what it comes down to. Let's see. Have you converted any of your best-selling books to hardcover? Yes. So I did. I converted. So the ones I published in October, I had a hardcover version as well. The only problem was KDP was having a hard time keeping hardcover in stock. And so I went to go buy my own book in hardcover and I couldn't. I did sell about 30 to 40 hardcovers of those. So I think that was successful, but I think it wasn't as successful as I wanted it to be because KDP, it kept coming in and out of stock. Like I would check my product page and it would be like not in stock right now. And so I think that kind of dampened that. But I bet you next year, KDP or Amazon in general, they're always about getting stuff better, right? If they know that they had a problem with that this year. So they're going to fix it next year, or at least attempt to fix it. So I think next year, hardcover sales are really going to pick up because they're going to figure out how much demand, what machines they need, all the other things and their processes, they're going to get better. So it is going to improve for them as well. And for us as the book creators, I think that's going to be bigger next year than it was this year. I was hoping this year, but they didn't quite have their act together. But I can understand that there's been supply chain issues. There's been a lot of things going on this year. But next year, I bet you they will have a much better line with that. Children books. How can you do children's books? Nuria's course. I do actually on my Facebook group. If you go into, I think it's called Guides now tab, the Guides tab, I show how I created a children's book and kind of how I do it in PowerPoint. So look in my Facebook group under, I think it's called Guides now. I don't remember. It used to be called group or lessons is what it used to be called. I'm not sure. Anyway, look on the tabs though in my Facebook group, and there's one that has different courses. One's like a planner course. One's I just go through and show you how do I do a children's book. It's like 2 or 3 things. So that can at least get you started so you can start thinking about it. How much is Nuria's course? I have a link, I think, in this. Nuria's course right now, she's running a sale, or at least she was a day or two ago, for $97. It's a fabulous course. Oh, wow. It's normally $147, $149. But she has so much in there. She spent a lot of time. She goes through, how many pages should a children's book? How are children's books set up? She spent a lot of time on that course. It's really amazing. Even if you just want to create children's books, she spent a lot of time talking about story, and she did a really good job. There is a link, I'm pretty sure, in my description and then the show notes of YouTube. So look for that. And I'm pretty sure she still has the sale on for another week or 2. So check that out. If not, I'll have to find you the link. I can post it in my Facebook group too, because I have the link to it. I thought I put it in the show notes. Anything else? Lots of questions today. I'm so glad. Thank you all for being here. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've always got to plug that, right? Plug myself. I'm terrible at plugging myself. But I'm trying to be good at saying like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Anything else? Anyone else? Because if not, I'm going to get some lunch. Nuria sales through the 15th. Okay, so Bailey knows. I thought it was till the 15th, but I could be remembering someone else's sale. So $97. I do children's books as well. I don't sell too many because I've done them for my nieces and nephews. So I actually, for birthdays and Christmas, I create unique children's books for their birthdays. And then I give them a stuffed animal with the book. I know, it's cute, but I have this amazing talent, and sometimes I think I should just share it with people. So I want something memorable for my nieces and nephews and my kids and things. So it takes time, yes, but I like to do it. And they love the little book and the stuffed animal, and it has their name in it and all that sort of stuff. So it's cheesy, but I do it anyway. Okay, so that's kind of it. All I've got today. I'm so glad you all were here. Let's see. Jenny says that she's read almost 600 books for her kids in the past 4 months. And there is a need for, there's a need for specific books. One of my friends actually created, it was so cute. It was a book about COVID and wearing masks when COVID first came out and kids were kind of scared to wear masks. And she actually wrote a book. It was wonderful of just, why you need a mask. And it was really clever and cute. And it explained it on a very kid-like level. And she did really well with that book. Okay. So there is always new and trending topics that need to be explained to a kid in a kid-friendly way. Right. So there is always a need for that. And that's something that will never be saturated because the world is changing every single day. And so there's ways to teach children things about the world in a way that makes sense to kids in a fun way with, super characters and superheroes. I think she had like a germ superhero or something in her book, and it was really cute. So things like that, it can never be saturated. The world changes all the time. Okay. That's it. I'm going to go because I'm hungry. So thank you so much for being here. I am really happy I'm live every Wednesday. So please come back with your questions, comments. Next video is going to be about titles. I think I'm going to do titles and subtitles separately because what I'm going to do is like the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I'm going to pick, okay, I'm so sorry if I pick one of your titles. I'm going to try and pick ones that have never sold. So I'm going to pick titles that I think are bad. And then I'm going to write like kind of a way that would be better. And then, like the best. So I'm going to try and like show you how you can take something that isn't a great title to start and then create something better, because I've always been really good at learning from example, like actual examples. Math problems are the best example I can come up with, right? How do you do a math problem? You just do more example math problems, right? So that's what I'm kind of going to do with this title and subtitle. So I'm going to take these and look at them, and I'm going to how I would rewrite them to be better, and then how I could even tweak them to be better. And then we're going to do the same thing in a different video with subtitles. And then I'm going to put the whole thing, title, subtitle together for it. Because I learned from example. Some of you probably learned from example. So that's how I've decided to do this. And that's going to be not as a live video. I'm actually going to do that as a tape video for Monday. So be on the lookout for that, because I know titles and subtitles are traumatic. They're hard, but they don't have to be. All right. I'm going, I promise. All right. So thank you so much. I'll see you all next week. Bye.